Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, bringing you news from beyond the mirror from the other world. And welcome back to another hero review for Vainglory. And today we are talking about Lorelai. She was recently released today. She is a support, and besides being absolutely beautiful, she is an incredibly powerful support hero. Now, is she my favorite? I have to say she is starting to be my favorite. I've used her in a couple of games. She is, wow, I barely even know how to explain it. She is very, very great. Fantastic. She is probably going to be my next favorite character. My original being Adagio. I think she might actually be a better support than him. Now, I know that's saying a lot. Adagio is an all-around great hero, and he still is, but she is really, really good at keeping her allies alive. And her ult really, really does work with that. And so do her other abilities, even though she does not do that much damage. So if you're looking to get, like, a really, really aggressive character, that's just not her. She is not a very aggressive character, but she is very, very good at helping her team. And if you love using support heroes, you like using captains, that's your thing in Vainglory, then you're going to love Lorelai. She is an absolutely fantastic support. I have kept my teammates alive even in the lowest and most gruesome situations I can think of. She got them out of it, and she doesn't heal, and that's the funny part. She is a support that does not heal, but instead she provides a really, really strong utility for your team. And even without those healing abilities, she still works very, very well without them. Well, let me just say this. If you buy the Fountain of Renewal with this character, she is devastating. She is an amazing support with Fountain of Renewal, but you have to be quick with it though. But she is just an all-around great support. But you know what? I'm gonna stop saying how great she is and actually show you why she's great. Now let's just keep this in mind as I'm talking about this hero. She is not aggressive at all. She just isn't aggressive. She is a very, very strong support. So if you're looking for aggression with this character, don't go this path, okay? Because I see the confusion in this game a lot when people buy just crystal with all these crystal powered supports. They just try their best to be offensive, and they're not at all buying any items that support their team. They're not buying anything for utility. They're just trying to be aggressive. And again, aggression is not a part of this game, especially when you are using a support. It's about teamwork. And when a support comes out, you have to understand you have to buy utility items and worry less about getting kills and worry more about supporting your team and helping them stay alive, because that's what the goal of a captain is. But you know what? I've went on a lot about that. Let's just talk about this ability. That's swell. One thing I love about Lorelai is she's just so friendly. I love her character a lot, but okay. Lorelai's abilities leave pools of water on the ground. While on a pool, Lorelai becomes empowered. Using an ability while empowered consumes the pool she's on and affects the ability used. Additionally, Lorelai's basic attacks are torrents of water that deal crystal damage. Although parts of her crystal power is applied to her basic attack, it is not to be confused with Lyra, because Lyra's does much more and is much more aggressive. Hers is strong, but it just isn't as strong as that, so try not to confuse it with that. Now, Lorelai is best explained through combat, because most of her abilities are supportive. They're not exactly aggressive. So I'm going to show you guys how she works through combat. Now, alright, let's take a look at her first ability. Fish Food. Lorelai calls upon her aquatic friends at the targeted location. After 0.8 seconds, her pet clan snaps the area, dealing damage to enemy units inside and stunning them for 1 second. Additionally, a pool filled with small piranhas persists afterwards, dealing damage over time to units inside. Now, I know this does sound like an aggressive ability, and it kind of is. But truth is, this is not entirely, in my opinion, I wouldn't use this more for aggression, I would use this to help my allies, and that's what I've done with it. The stun works incredibly well, especially when your allies are running away from the situation. You can stun the enemy. It's a very, very short delay, but regardless, an enemy can still evade from it, even though it is a short delay. So you have to time it perfectly if you want them to be stunned. Empowered, this ability has a reduced delay before impact. Don't get me wrong though, this ability can definitely be used to pick at your enemy and deal damage every once in a while. But by doing this, you're leaving your pool behind. Remember, all of her abilities leave a pool of water that empower her other abilities that you can use to support your team. So don't use this ability unless you really think it's necessary. So it's okay to use this when it seems like the right moment, but when you're just picking at enemies like I'm doing right here, it's probably not the best thing you want to do. Because the truth is, when I was recording this, I had no idea how to use this character. Nope, I didn't, so I was kind of just using her as a mage. So this is a pretty good idea on what, this is a really good idea on what not to do. Okay, let's talk about Splashdown. Now this ability might seem useless, but trust me, it is not. I don't know how many times I have saved both myself and my teammates with just this ability. Seriously, this is a very good ability. Lorelai throws a spear of water at the targeted location. After 0.1 seconds, the water forms a pool, speeds up ally units inside, slows down enemy units inside. So this is a really just straight up support ability. The enhanced version of Splashdown has reduced delay before impact, meaning it just casts a lot quicker. So this ability is for controlling your enemies. Instead of dealing damage, it is an incredible support tool. Incredible. Enemies will have a very hard time getting around if you know how to place these pools. So placement is very, very important. But when using this character, you're probably not going to get a lot of kills, but you are definitely going to help get a lot of them. Knowing this, it's probably not a good idea to make any aggressive decisions with this character. She isn't the character you would expect to deal a ton of damage, so it's a good idea to steer clear of extremely aggressive decisions with Lorelai, because that is just not what she is. She is an extremely supportive character to your team. Making aggressive decisions, not always a good idea, but sometimes they do work out. Don't get me wrong, sometimes aggressive decisions definitely work out. But try to understand, when you're Lorelai, you are the captain of the team. It is your job to make sure everybody stays alive, which means you have to be careful with every decision you make. You can't just jump in there and expect to win. That's just something you don't want to do when you're Lorelai. You have to plan, you have to understand what your abilities do. They're not meant for dealing damage, they're meant to help. And you have to understand this, or else your teammates are just going to end up dying. So it's a good idea to focus on support with Lorelai. Don't try to be so aggressive. Be a support. Focus on supporting. Don't focus on attacking everybody. She's not a killer. She's a helper. And this subject brings me to her fantastic ult, Water Wall. Lorelai forms a protective veil of water around the targeted allied hero. This also cleanses the target of any movement impairing effects, temporarily grants the target a large barrier, and after 4 seconds the water barrier drops on the ground, leaving behind a splashdown pool, if you have learned the ability. This ability protects massive amount of damage from happening. It really, really helps allies survive. And the fact that it can remove slowing effects, you can really get an ally out of some serious trouble with this ability. And I know people are going to be a little upset that it doesn't really do any damage, but I don't see why you would be. She is a support hero. Her job is, well, to support. Her job isn't to kill. So dealing damage is the last thing you want to do, because trust me, you're going to get some kills with her if you're careful and you take your time. The empowered water wall has a stronger barrier. So this ability, you really have to be careful with casting this, because first of all, you can only target one ally with it. So use it wisely. But okay, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you guys and gals about, and that's about items. Now, I mentioned Fountain of Renewal earlier. Fountain of Renewal works fantastic with her, just beautifully. Mainly because she doesn't exactly have a healing, but she is so supportive already. If she actually had a healing on her abilities, she'd be overpowered. Really. And Fountain of Renewal kind of helps her with the fact that she doesn't have any healing abilities. And because of that, Fountain of Renewal really works with her. It's an item I highly recommend with any build with her. But if you are playing aggressive, actually I'd still recommend it there either way. But if you are playing aggressive, which I highly don't recommend with her, she is not offensive at all. She doesn't have much aggression to her character. That's not her thing. She is a support, and she is a star at it. She is great at it. I know I've been saying that the whole video, but it's true. But if you are playing an aggressive Lorelai, which I don't recommend, Shattered Glass or Spellfire or even Frostburn work fantastic with her. Absolutely fantastic. But again, not an aggressive hero. I really, really do like her utility route. That's something I recommend mostly with you because she is such a great support. You can win with literally getting 0 kills with her. Seriously. I am dead serious about that. You could get 0 kills. 0. You could do pretty much nothing but help your team and you will win. She will be a very popular character in Ranked. I can tell you that right now because she is just that good. You don't believe me, do you? In conclusion, she is just an all-around fantastic hero. I couldn't recommend her more. She is going to get popular very, very fast in Ranked because she is just such a winner. You don't have to do much but help with her, and it's really easy to do. So I highly recommend her for any of the pros out there, anybody in general, anyone who just wants to play the game and win a lot. Here's your character. She's a winner. Just support. That's all you need to do. Just stay back and help your team, you win. That is how good she is. But anyways, that is all the time I have left for this video, my fellow gamers. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to leave a like, comment, and please do subscribe to my channel because I always review every new hero Vainglory comes out with. I love giving guides on them. I love talking about them, so if you have any questions about this character, feel free to ask me because I always answer my comments. I always reply or like them. I always look at you guys' comments, so feel free to shoot any questions you like. But in the meantime, take it easy for me and have a blessed day. Bye.
So salty.